across America, incredibly talented artisans make amazing objects the old-fashioned way, by hand. On this episode of Handcrafted America, things are
Great.
a man who has truly mastered the art of time, pieces.
I've entered 6 different clocks, and I was fortunate to take first place each time.
This chair is 200 years in the making. Forget about the man of steel, she's a woman of steel. Power hammer!
Yeah.
Can you feel the power?
I just want to keep smashing it. I'm here in northern Michigan, a place known for its cherries, wine, amazing lake vistas, and a man who gets all wound up about time.
Nathan Bauer, owner of Old Reliable Clock Repair, is actually a young, award-winning creator of extraordinary timepieces.
Hi, Nathan. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to downtown Traverse City.
What a great city. I'm all excited to see what makes you tick today. I promise.
Oh, boy.
No more puns. I
I've heard 'em
promise. I promise.
During an apprenticeship at the jewelry store in Traverse City, Nathan learned how to repair this giant downtown clock, and that sparked his interest in making them.
Wow. Very neat.
I'm a true clockmaker in the sense that I actually make clocks from scratch.
Like the screws that
The
go in them?
screws, the gears, the plates, everything that makes a clock work, all the metal parts, I design and then build from scratch.
So you make them and you repair them?
Correct.
He's not just an ordinary repairman. He's a very talented guy, and yet he is very humble about what he does. It's a passion and a way of life for him.
So what makes your clock so special?
Well, my clocks are all skeleton clocks. I don't like to cover up the inner workings because, in my opinion, that's the most intriguing part of a clock.
I totally agree with you. I think that these are the most beautiful
Thank
clocks.
you. Generally, it takes a minimum of several months to make a clock, but it can take over a year, depends on the clock.
So what came first, your desire to want to fix clocks or make clocks?
I've always had a creative side, and I've always wanted to create things that were beautiful and new, one of a kind. I really took what I learned from clock repair, taking apart hundreds and hundreds of clocks. I really figured out what makes a clock tick.
Oh! You did that, by the way. I didn't do that.
No,
You did
no,
that.
it's not intentional.
Okay, all kidding aside, I quickly learned Nathan really hopes to inspire others to better understand and appreciate the art of traditional clockmaking.
First, I thought I would show you how to make a clock gear, because that
Okay.
is what's more basic in a clock than a clock gear. It starts here on the lathe, and you will need these safety glasses.
Of course.
Yes. What we do is we feed the this little cutter through, and so we're going to turn this on, keep my hand right there, and then I slowly feed this cutter
Oh, wow. The slice
right through the brass blank.
Okay.
And that cuts the profile of the clock tooth. So then we need to index it to the next tooth, and we advance it one hole. And basically, we just repeat that as many times as it takes until the gear is complete.
You know what? This took more than a few seconds to make.
It really did take time, which is why Nathan's clocks can cost anywhere from $2,500 to $12,000.
From there, generally, we would take a gear like this, and we will cut the spokes out.
Using a jeweler's saw and blade, Nathan meticulously cuts the shapes he wants out of the middle of the gear.
What is your favorite part of all of this?
It's really special when it all comes together at the end and actually works. The first few ticks of the clock are really magical.
It's about time we move on. Out of all of these parts, what would you say is the most important?
I would have to say the heart and soul of the clock is really known as the escapement. This is the escapement wheel here, and this is actually what pivots and rocks the pendulum back and forth.
That's what ticks.
That's what ticks. That's what makes the ticking sound. So without that, you don't have a clock.
Nathan isn't the only skilled artisan working on his clocks. The numbers are hand engraved by his wife, Jenny.
I have a vise here that is a rotating vise so I can turn the work smoothly and consistently. I use a microscope now just so I can see up close for shading. And then this is my tool. It's called a hand graver, and I have this piece that fits in my palm, and I have a sharp blade called a graver. As I work, I use this graver to cut and remove the metal. We both want to see each other succeed with our gifts and talents and even push each other a little beyond. Eventually I'll be engraving more elaborate designs on the gears that I'll engrave first, and then he will pierce out around the engravings.
Are there like competitions that you could enter your clocks in?
There's only one here in the US, and I've entered 6 different clocks over 4 different years, and I was fortunate to take first place each time.
Is that because you were the only person in the United States that still makes clocks?
That very well could be.
I had such a wonderful day here in Traverse City with Nathan, and thanks to him, I will never look at clocks the same again. So it is about that time. Time out. Oh no, we've run out of time. Seriously, we've run out of time. I can't stop. Oh.
Pop quiz. What kind of chair is 200 years old, is made with no glue and no nails?
We can take a tree from the forest, and when we're done with it, using our hands, it ends up in your living room.
The answer, the famous Woody's chair.
I'm here in Spruce Pine, North Carolina, an area rich in crafts tradition, and one of those traditions is chair making.
Woody's chairs are famous in the South. They've been around practically forever.
What you see in our chairs is the legacy of 6 generations before me.
President Kennedy's children used to sit on Woody's rocking chairs in the White House. They've been featured in the Smithsonian Museum, and guests in some of the most luxurious inns have enjoyed Woody's chairs for decades.
We love Woody's chairs. They just have been in their exact same spots for the last 40 years.
They're collector's items in these parts. There's even a current museum exhibit dedicated to the artistry of Woody's chairs. These beautiful, durable chairs never go out of style. In 1797, Wyatt Woody moved to these beautiful Appalachian mountains and began making a living as a chair maker. 7 generations later, these same types of chairs are still being made today.
My great forefathers from our family have been doing this for a couple of 100 years.
How long has this building been here?
This building was built in 1946.
And the most incredible part? These chairs are made with no nails and no glue. They use something called the Greenwood technique. 7th generation craftsman Scott Woody and veteran chair maker Ricky Hollyfield are going to show me how it's done.
This is lumber that has been milled from a log, and we age it sometimes 2 years before we can begin to make a chair out of it. But we like to see it get down to, say, 25% moisture content.
Woody's chairs are held together entirely by the shrinking and expanding of the wood. Some of the chair's components are completely dried, and others are left with some moisture in them for easier bending and shaping.
This starts out as a block, and we slice it into about this thick. We take these and we put them in a big pot of boiling water.
And that's the back of the chair?
This will eventually become a back slat, or one of the ladders in our ladder back chairs.
The wood softens in the hot water, and then it's bent into the desired shape with this cool old contraption they call a smasher.
Ah! Do it again?
Do it again.
Maybe again?
Yeah, one more time.
I just want to keep smashing it.
And then that wood is put into a frame, which is left to dry into the desired shape.
This is our lathe. It's quite old. It dates back to the early 1900s. He's going to turn that on, and that square post is going to become a round post. That's the first thing that we put on the post.
They're like patterns for each chair.
That's right. These are what we call gauges, and a combination of 2, maybe 3 gauges could be used on any one chair.
The gauge marks are vital for the next step. Oh, and by the way, the chair making process isn't the only thing at Woody's that dates all the way back to the 1800s. Check out the patent date on the mortise machine.
January 28th, 1873.
That's correct.
Wow.
That chisel goes up and down. Now he's going to reach the scribe mark. Now he turns around, goes back to the next scribe mark. Slowly progress into it.
Perfect.
The wood is sanded in the sanding room and finished. That looks like chocolate. And ready for assembly.
What do you hope that people take away from watching you and seeing you do your craft?
That we build an honest chair, and that we can take a tree from the forest, and when we're done with it, using our hands, it ends up in your living room.
It is going to end up in my living room. You're so kind. Thanks, Scott.
It's going to need a seat.
Oh, right, the seat.
Scott, what is this made out of? The bottom of the chair.
It's actually paper. It's twisted craft paper, kind of like brown paper bag material.
Yeah.
And it's twisted, and it's hand woven in there. It's one continuous strand. And there's a pattern you follow around and around and around, and it eventually closes in, and it's a seat.
And last but not least, the true test. Are these chairs really as strong and as durable as Scott claims they are?
For many years, my great uncle would demonstrate and actually sold a lot of chairs by proving that you could support all of your weight on one leg of the chair. I'm not very good at it. He perfected it. But you could actually balance on one leg, something there.
Look at that.
If you want to try your balancing skills, you can take a Woody's chair home for anywhere from $300 to $1,000.
We try to provide a value without too much of the compromises. And 40 years from now, when your family's still sitting in this chair, it'll be valuable to you.
She's a woman in what some think of as a man's trade. You know what they say, speak softly and carry a big sledgehammer?
Okay, this is for you.
Stand back. When I think of a blacksmith, I think of a big burly man pounding out railroad ties or horseshoes. But leave it up to the blacksmiths in the Pacific Northwest to put a more modern twist on a very ancient craft.
About 80 miles east of Seattle is a group of quirky little towns that attract unique artists, including Maria Cristalli. In the male-dominated world of blacksmithing, she's forged a serious reputation. Her clients include everyone from the Red Hot Chili Peppers to cities like Bellevue.
I think Maria's work is very elegant and it's unique. You can see the hand of the craftsperson on there.
Her level of craft is extremely high. So when you get the sort of line between modernism and more traditional forms is kind of where she spends a lot of her design time.
I love the physicality of it. I love the heat, how you can manipulate it.
So, you're a blacksmith.
I am.
You're a real live blacksmith, and you're a woman. I think that's so cool. I love this detail.
Yeah, I love that detail too.
It's beautiful.
And we did this under a power hammer, which is a hammer that has dies it. And we drove a bar into this. And this is reminiscent of a gate I did, and the inspiration was a coal miner's lamp.
Maria's gonna show me samples of her work at her home, which is right by her studio.
This is so cool. You did this by yourself?
Yeah. This is a lamp I made. There's a light in here. It casts really great shadows.
Backsplash.
This is one of my favorite pieces.
How long did this take you to make?
It took me probably a week and a half.
Okay, so let's go to the shop.
All right.
What kind of metal is this?
This is all mild steel, and it comes in different sizes. There's angle iron, flats, squares.
What is this? Some lasagna.
I
There's a
made.
bulldog.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Can we make a poker out of this?
Yeah.
Can we do that today?
Yes, we can. Lighting the forge.
So we heat this up to...
It's a working temperature of around 2,000, 2,200. A little hotter if you want to actually weld two pieces together.
What is the process in what we're doing here?
Okay. We have our decorative end here.
We'll call him Sarge.
And Sarge might look good with a little twist at the bottom.
I'm digging a twist.
And first I'm going to taper this down. I'm going to use this under the power hammer.
The power hammer!
Yeah.
Say it like that.
The power hammer.
I made you. Oh no. We can edit that out.
Yeah,
Don't
you
worry.
can.
We'll never use that.
Put it in there and let it heat up. Saw it slowly cooling down as I was working it. I'm gonna straighten it a little bit. I left this mass out there. I'm gonna put it back in the forge, taper that end out, and then we're gonna split it. Okay, this is for you.
Stand back!
And I'm gonna be holding this tool on the steel, and you're gonna be hammering the top of that.
I'm gonna be hammering. Okay.
Yeah. That little tiny area.
Hand-eye coordination, that's what it's all about.
Okay, hit that.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, no. I'm gonna open that up a little bit more, and then I'm gonna taper those two pieces. Okay, there's a little jagged edge there. I'm gonna clean that up.
Intricate process, right?
And then we'll shape it.
But this is actually one of Maria's cheaper items. Maria's pricing is all about her labor. It's time-consuming to forge steel.
And then we're gonna bend this one kind of like that.
So her prices start at $200 for a small poker and go all the way up to $40,000 for driveway gates.
That's not what it looks like. That's not what it's supposed to look like.
So
That looks like evil.
I know it does.
Evil,
It's like
evil
a claw.
poker.
Uh-oh, here comes a plot twist. Bet you didn't see that one coming.
I told you I was strong, people!
Maria Cristalli has hammered and chiseled her way into the hearts of many clients, and I can see why. She's so at ease in her studio that she actually thinks she can teach me how to do this. And guess what? I'm actually starting to catch on.
Okay.
Look at Sarge. That's awesome.
So let's put a twist at the end.
We're adding more?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Now, while the poker cools down, Maria's husband Mark tells me the coolest story. While they were dating, Maria made Mark an iron postcard and actually mailed it with stamps.
She was teaching for a couple of weeks in Asheville, North Carolina. And I was really missing her, and I was sitting on my couch, and I heard the mailman come up, and I heard this clang. It says, "Thanks, darling, love you lots, MC." That's what it says on the back.
Aw, this lady's got a heart of gold and steel. Okay, back to Sarge and the world's best fire poker.
Okay, come over, stand here.
I'm gonna put it this way.
Other way. And then hold it about, come back, about there. And then come to this side. And put that right under his jawbone there.
Like that?
Yeah. And then go up here. And then twist. Right, other way.
I can't believe I am twisting steel. I told you I was strong, people!
And then do another quarter turn. That's good. Perfect. I'm gonna straighten this puppy up.
This puppy out. Ow, you did it.
So this is a mallet, wooden mallet. You can straighten it out. Okay, I'm gonna brush some of that scale off.
You're brushing Sarge. You let it air dry for what reason? Like, why don't you put it in the dunk?
If I threw this in there, it would get really hard. So if we were using it in a place where it might get stressed too much, like too much bending, it'll actually break.
I'm so...
Look at what you made!
I actually can't believe I helped you do that, but I feel like it was mostly you, but whatever, I'll take the credit.
Okay.
You have totally changed my opinion of blacksmithing. Not that I had a bad one, but I do feel like blacksmithing is the new black.
Maria has put in hundreds of hours in her shop, perfecting her craft. Really, time is a theme with all of this episode's artisans. Woody's chairs have withstood 7 generations of time. Bauer's clocks would be, well, nothing without time. Our craftsmen and women come from different parts of the country and work with a variety of materials, but they all have a passion for craft and a real appreciation for the importance of time.